Yo, what's up, party people? This is part 2 of our conversation with Celine. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, that's all from me. Now to the episode. Talking about well, I mean, we'll conclude like what we're talking about with alopecia and stuff like that. I just wanted to know from you if you had any advice to share or anything for people that may be going through the same thing or anything similar.
Yeah. For the people that are going through similar things, whether it be sickness or diseases, I think like the number one thing is obviously like find God. If you have a relationship with Him, like seek Him. He's my best friend. He's the most stable thing in my life. When I shake, I can rely on Him. So I think my relationship with God was always my number one, and that's the reason why when I dipped, I could go back up and I had hope. For the people that don't have a relationship with God, like seriously, like God literally saved my life. I genuinely don't think I'd be alive, to be honest. Like it got near the end, like it got really dark, in high school where I was like, I could just, totally just, like I don't need to live with this anymore. It's just so hard. But like, people that, I would just find God because God is my number one. But another thing would just be to find like real trusted friends that don't just tell you what you want to hear, but like that can comfort you, console you, that pray with you. Yeah. The real ones, like you just know that they're real ones.
Iron sharpens iron, kind of.
Yeah. I think I had a lot of godly friends that really sharpened me to make me stronger. So I think that would be my like 2 tips is just to like seek God because He will give you everything that you need, and to have like really stable friends. Because if you have a friend that just, they're just no good for you. Like, of course, they're not going to. I've had friends where I'm going through something really rough or something and they can tell and they just don't know what to do. So they just like leave it or like they don't care enough to, that's not what you need. Like you are worth actually sitting with and listening, being heard and stuff. So, friends is a huge one. Yeah. I would say.
Yeah. That's great.
Thank God.
Oh. Wow, thanks for sharing all that. That was it's very, we can see your journey and like how it's like developed you and grown you as a person. And there's like so much to take away from that. Like just your crazy faith. Like it's just
oh wow.
And like your courage as well. Like it's just crazy. I feel like the persistency just show that like you are like you just have this courageous heart that I think I really admire.
Just strong.
Overall,
Well, I had another question, right? I don't know whether you were trying to end it, but
no, I mean, I wanted to talk about Star Wars a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I can keep going and talk about the fun stuff about beef and whatever.
Yeah, my question was like, because of like your like what you're going through, does it rock your confidence now when you're in a situation where you have to meet new people? Or like when you
so it's like I have to explain this to them.
You have to like talk to people. Like, does it still get to you where you're like, man, I wonder what they're gonna think when they meet me, or are they gonna ask me about this? Do I have to keep talking about it, or do you still think that like, or do you feel that at this stage because of the transformation that you've gone through with God, that you're actually really just comfortable in your own skin now, where regardless of what the person may think, meeting them, you'll just go and just build relationships or say hi and stuff like that as well.
I'm going to be real with you. So the 2 times where it's like really difficult, where like I'm a bit nervous of like first impressions or something like that with my hair, is one, which is really funny that we've already talked about it, is like going to kids' church. Like when I walk past a kid at kids' church, or when I walk past a primary school, man, like my stomach is like turning. I'm like, I'm just waiting for the comment of like, are you a boy or are you a girl? Why don't you have hair? But it's okay. Like that's fine. Yeah. The second part where it's like triggering or like where my stomach gets a bit knotty is like, with like boys. And just, I don't know.
That's
just
for real.
Yeah.
That's like something that I also had in mind to ask earlier, actually. Like, how do you struggle with, like love interest and like, like, because I'm pretty sure the overthinking is there.
Question,
that's the realest thing. Yeah. So I would say those 2, the main one is definitely the guys of just, because when in year 5 and 7, whatever, I was going through that whole thing, I literally would say to myself, like, I don't think I'm going to find a husband. Like, who's going to want to love me? Like, there's no man on earth that would probably ever, like, would want to marry this or marry me. But obviously, like, as God healed me and stuff, that's totally not true. I believe that God's got a man for me. Yeah. And, like, I think when I liked someone, so weird. I think that's the one thing that would really, I would hurt my own self just thinking these sorts of like, why would they like you? Like, you know, they're clearly looking at this person like because they're beautiful and stuff like that. I think that's the one thing that I'm also like still journeying right now, especially when I'm at that age where like dating is definitely like a possibility right now and stuff. That's the one thing that really kind of like gets me a bit, ugh. And that's totally okay. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I mean, I can imagine that will be like pretty hard because I mean, the reason why I asked that is because like that's a struggle for me in terms of like just being comfortable in my own skin, meeting people, stuff like that. Because I remember when we started like doing this podcast stuff, everyone always tells me, Nick, you got to like network with people, talk with people. I like hate that stuff. I like never do it like because like being comfortable in my own skin has always been hard for me. Because I always felt like the only reason why someone want to meet me is like if I have worth to trade almost, you know? So it'd be like, because that's why for me, sports was easy because if I was always winning in the top, people came. But then when it came to ministry, it's always like, back then when I was in like my old church where it was like a big youth group, big everything, it was easier because I was part of something that I would be like, people would want to meet us because we have something to give. Whereas now I'm like, if I meet someone, so I don't really have anything to really like say or do. So like the reason why I share that is because it's cool. Like hearing you kind of just reminded me of like just you are you. Like God made you in a very special way. Like you have your own worth and like just rock with it. You know, like it's cool because like even like going out alone, I would never do that. But it's only recently that I tried going out alone.
What do you mean? Like literally just
like
go outside?
You know how people say go on a date with yourself? Oh yeah, like literally I never stepped through my door unless someone's there. No, I'm kidding.
I really relate.
Like going and hang out with yourself outside cafe. Like I would never study alone
by yourself. Yeah, like a coffee shop. Right.
Yeah, I don't do that because in my head I'm like, why someone looks at me, they'll think I'm like lonely or or like a weirdo, you know, or like what's he doing? Like I get it, study and stuff, but more like, you know, like having a meal alone. I was like, where am I supposed to look at? You know, like stuff like that. I only
recently started doing that.
Yeah.
Really? I love that.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
You're like, you're
weird.
about it?
Nah, yeah, because
I'm a huge extrovert. So I found it really weird.
Yeah.
So I recently started going to cafes on Mondays because it's my day off. And just reading and journaling and spending time with God like that and kind of going on a date with him. And I went to the first time I did it, I was like, this is so lame. Yeah. Like, I couldn't help but like laugh at myself. I'm like, this is so like people probably think I'm so weird or
That's
whatever.
Me, man.
So I sat down, but then I got really excited. I felt like I was on a date and I got really giddy. It's a bit weird, but I literally was like, oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, and I got like my mocha and I like was drinking it and I got opened up my Bible. I literally got giddy. I don't know how else to describe it.
I also got giddy from the anxiety. I just wanted to go home. The amount of time I was like, there's a time to go back yet. How long do people do this? So I was like sitting there. I went to a leader, so I was watching, looking at cults. I was like, wow. What do people think of? Like drinking coffee, looking out the window.
What do you do?
I was like, what? All right, let me just watch TikToks. You know, like it was so weird. Like I wanted to quit.
What do you did enough?
Like, because I'm also an extrovert, right? For me, that's just like my me time. I need that. Like for me, it's like a need.
It refreshes you.
Yeah, but I get the like, because I used to, obviously, like, it's not something that's like instant. I can do it right away. I think I kind of developed this maybe like early 20s. Yeah, like I kind of just want to spend my time, like go out, and sometimes like, you know, some friends are not available, and then there's that question of like, yeah, why not just do it alone? And like, I started to also realize, like, as an extrovert, like sometimes it's hard to find my own voice or to find my own, like, you know what I mean? Like, where are you? Yeah, like,
I totally understand. That's why I started doing it this year.
Yeah, like, where are you at this moment? Sometimes I'm like, I actually don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know.
This is the most relatable thing right now. I'm a very big. I know this probably is like not that big of a deal, but last year. So if I could describe my year last year, it would just be crazy. Like it was just go. Yeah. And every time I would sit down with my friends and they'd ask me like, Celine, what's going on in your life? How are you going? I literally didn't know how to answer them.
Yeah.
I felt like an idiot. I was like, I actually don't know what's going on in my life. Like, what's new? Like, what is God teaching me? And because it was so go, hang out, have fun, la-di-da-da, especially because we moved into a new building, new role, it was just very go. I had to, so it just had, that was the reality of last year, and I'm totally fine with it. This year, God gave me the word, remembrance and like reflection. Yeah. So that's why I started like on my Mondays just sitting down by myself and actually asking myself, God, what are you saying to me? Like, what do I need to work on? And actually thinking of me. Yeah. So
that's so good. And you'll be surprised on like how God can just be like in those like silent, although it feels so like alone or like silence. Yeah. But that's, I feel like when God's voice is the loudest. Yes. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I feel like I need that. Yeah. Especially I can't imagine like you working in a church. There must be a lot of like pastoral care that you know, like catching up with people over coffee, like with the youth and all that. Like there's lots of like interactions with people. And because that's what I felt like when I just had lots of like catch up, another catch up. And then obviously you have work and all that. And I feel like putting that intentionally in a week is like really refreshing to the soul.
Yeah. Bro, that's a great leadership thing that you should preach. That's great. Seriously. Because people need to do that. A lot of people, young adults, don't know how to just rest for themselves. Yeah.
That's true.
It's so important.
Yeah. And like I think that's why sometimes, you know, like this trend of like, oh yeah, like I think I'm lost and all that. Sometimes I feel like we're lost because we're not really like lost or like lack of guidance. It's because like we actually haven't taken the time to like
reflect or just to understand where we're at. Yeah. So relatable. It doesn't seem like a big thing, but for me it was, because I was like, oh my God, I don't even know like where I'm at. Yeah. I literally couldn't answer my leaders and stuff. Like they'd be like, Celine, so how are you? I'm like, I don't freaking know. Why can't I answer you? And I got really upset, and I was like, am I like stupid or something? Like, but no, it was just, I didn't have to, never had time to reflect for myself and just sit because I was doing so much for others.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, that's pretty much just what I want to commend for, like just your ability to just be comfortable in your own skin is something that I'm still trying to get to. Yeah. And like just hearing your testimony and stuff like that, it's cool. Like it just shows that like just how much things can change once you learn like your worth in God, but also your worth for yourself as a person. Like,
absolutely.
And then just realizing, you know, people out there, they don't care as much as you think they do. You know, like
that was a huge one for me. Like people actually just don't give two rats about you, to be honest. But cool. Now I guess we can talk about Star Wars, Jara.
Yeah. Well,
I was actually a fan.
No, he's a big
love
fan.
it, man. Yowan hates that I nerd out about it.
Yeah.
Stop, guys.
My PSN name, if you guys want to know, is Yoda. You know, because my surname is Yo, so Yoda. Anyway.
PSN.
Oh, PlayStation Network. My name.
The girls are like, what?
I got like all the.
I don't know if they like shorted it like that.
Yeah, I mean it's just easier because you don't say PlayStation Network name or something. It's just too long. Yeah. But because growing up I used to have like Legos of like the X-wing fighters, the destroyers, stuff like that, and it was. I still have it here. Yowan hates it, but I love it. You know, I have like lightsabers.
I think me and Nick are gonna be best friends. This is crazy. I love Lego Star Wars. Oh. Like I have an X-wing as well.
Oh, bro, so sick.
And I've just built the what's the scene where Yoda's teaching Luke the Force and stuff in the swamp?
I know the scene, but I don't know what you're trying to build.
I know what you're talking about. I can't name the planet.
But are you trying to build the planet or just the?
I'm building like it's just the scene. So it's
in the swampy with the. That's sick though.
Yeah.
Like, see, no one will let me nerd out like that. But then I used to have like lightsabers, like with me and my mates. Yeah. And then it's the sound. I even had the sound. And stuff where like because one of my friends was like a big fan, so he bought like back then. So this was like 2014, 15 when technology was booming, you know. And then there was literally the one where lightsaber where it would have the sound, but then when it moved, you have the sound motions, like as if and then it can interact with other lightsabers. Man, that was the sickest time of my life. Yeah. The thing I really want though is a robe. A Jedi robe.
Oh, you could just buy one.
I know, but like you want it to be proper, like it'd be so sick. But you know, because that's the kind of robe I picture. Like, I know this is probably inaccurate, but the way I see it is back then, if Jesus was on this earth, that's the kind of robe he'd be wearing, like a Jedi robe. I reckon that'd be so sick.
It would
You
be
know,
sick.
that would be so sick.
The force is with you.
Yeah, literally. But the force of spirit. But yeah.
You know, sorry, I just have to share this. I'm so annoying. All my friends are gonna be like, "Oh, here she goes again." So, if I could describe myself as one of the people in the Bible, it'd be the woman at the well. And I just tell people about Jesus all the time. I just love it. Like, I have to talk about him. But also about Star Wars. Like, so recently, like,
So funny.
in the last 2 years, Star Wars and the whole universe, it just clicks. Like, you know, it just flickered in me. You know, when you understand the whole universe, like it just clicks in you. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this universe is amazing. it just clicked. So when that happened, I just kept like. I watched so many videos. I watched recaps. I watched all the films. I like got on the shows. I watched all of Clone Wars last year.
Whoa.
I just finished Rebels. Guys.
Clone Wars is a lot.
Yeah, Clone Wars is-
7
but it's-
seasons and I finished it in like a month.
crazy.
But it's good
Anyways.
though.
my
There's so
days.
much in
Guys,
it.
it's so good. I used to like make fun of people that would watch it because I'm like, it's such a stupid show because the graphics look so like
Yeah.
ratchet. Like,
Yeah.
like let's be honest, it looks
Yeah.
like trash. Anyways, so I watched it all and I literally was like, I get it now. I get
I should
it.
have been watching.
So now,
Yeah, I tried as well.
now what I do, I have converted so many people, like not so
wow.
many people, like so many of my friends to watch Star Wars, and I've taught them the whole universe and stuff like that, and now they all appreciate the Star Wars universe. And I literally have a friend, so one of my best mates, he literally hated Star Wars. Now he constantly texts me like, Celine, I just finished another episode. So good. I'm loving it. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Like I literally, it is, oh my gosh. It's like,
Oh my gosh,
I
as
can
it-
feel the
Watch
force
it
coming
again.
from you now. Okay?
can you-
Yeah.
it's like, imagine like your girlfriend all of a sudden just like loves Star Wars.
If you
It's
convert
that-
her, I believe in you. You know,
God.
in the force. You know,
I
like,
genuinely
really.
believe I can do it.
I reckon try
I'm making
because
a
I
slideshow
would like
right
to see
now.
that
because if
happen.
you know Yewan, like
She's
she
not
would
a-
just
yeah, she's not
she's
into
not,
it,
no.
yeah.
She's like, you know, go in the mud, playing bellas, shoe feet, whatever, rolling in
She's
water
feral.
and rain,
In the mud.
like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, you know. So, like, yeah, if you convert, I'll be like, I believe, you know,
love that.
in the force, like.
I've timed myself to do it. So I talked about it with Sam Chung and I got her to time me. I can do it in 20 minutes.
Whoa!
You convinced Sam Chung to watch Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Well, I told her the universe for her to appreciate it.
Okay,
That's the
yeah.
start. That's the
Alright,
start, though.
alright.
Okay, we should make a separate video with like Yeon and like.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
sitting
Sit
together
down.
talking about
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Like that.
I mean, yeah, we should
Yeah.
catch up again sometime for a meal, and then
Yeah.
we'll bring Year One, and
Yes.
you can
See
work
what
your
happens.
magic on her.
Yeah,
and we'll see
no.
what
Bro,
happens.
you guys are describing her as if she really wouldn't budge.
Oh,
so,
bro,
I don't know.
I get judged so bad when she sees me like either like talking about games or even watching movies, right? Because I get very passionate, especially like Marvel stuff. Because I grew up reading the comics, so like
yeah.
I get very emotional, and like yeah, like I've only watched
No,
Endgame
real.
once. I can't watch it again. I've
Seriously?
tried, and like the starting scene gets me. Even talking about it right now, it gets me.
Oh.
It's like, because let me tell you why. All right, all these Marvel fans out there. I know this has gone on for quite a while
It's
already.
alright,
but
it's
I'm gonna end
alright.
on this.
We'll make into
So in the
parts.
comics, right, Captain America actually should have died, not Iron Man.
Oh.
But it's because the way that this current Marvel universe makes it, Captain America's kind of useless.
Well, technically, he did die of old age.
But that's boring, you know? Iron Man should have died of old age. But like,
yeah.
it's just because he wasn't meaningful enough or powerful enough or popular enough for them to make him be the sacrifice.
Oh,
that they make him.
okay,
gosh,
that makes
It was
sense.
a
It's
funny
because-
thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's Tony Stark. That guy's Robert Downey Jr. What a man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
But anyways, so coming back to it, like it still gets me because I'm like, this guy's so useless. He had one job and he
Hey,
got
Chris
punched
Evans
and he
is
got
cool,
knocked out in
man.
one punch against Thanos, bro. Like,
Wow,
come
you are
on.
getting passionate.
This guy, bro, useless.
That's like the one film out of all of them though. That's like you just watch it again. That's the one that you watch again.
No, I couldn't. Infinity War,
Seriously?
I
So
could
you-
watch again. That was
Infinity War's good. I like
it was
that
so emotional, man. When the silence, when everyone faded away, that was
Oh,
crazy. That was wild.
yeah.
I remember just in the cinema, like shook.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that
because
was
I remember
wild.
watching Endgame and like I literally cried in the cinema.
Oh,
It was
I
the
couldn't.
part where Spider-Man was disappearing.
Yeah, that was quite
Yeah.
sad.
I can't
man, but-
imagine you crying in the cinema.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't watched Marvel movie with me, but not anymore
Oh my
because
gosh,
my
I know
guy
how to
died.
make Nick cry now. You just turn on Endgame and there it is.
I actually could
Yeah.
not like. It feels weird, like because I can rewatch movies. I've watched like Pulp Fiction, for example, like a million times.
yeah.
And
That-
like
yeah.
I can
Good
rewatch
classic.
movies, because movies
that
my
one's
thing.
just too
But
emotional.
like, but Endgame, oh my
Yeah,
god,
Very nice.
It's rough. It's a rough time. And I'm Legend, I also can't. Unless I skip the dog scene, then I can.
But I mean, when was the last time you watched that movie? I just watched that movie once.
I'm Legend?
Yeah.
Well, I watched
So
it
I
like
watched it when I was
multiple times,
12.
but not obviously not in the recent history. The most recent movie that I've rewatched a lot was Top Gun.
Oh,
Maverick. That was crazy.
the second one.
Yeah, the
Oh,
second
Yeah,
one.
it's
I
good.
hear that one's really good.
That was so
Good.
good.
Decent.
So good.
When you listen, if you're not watching in a loudspeaker, watch it with headphones. It changes
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
your life. You're
Really?
just like, whoa.
Because
'Cause
of the sounds of the plane.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
it's just so badass, you know. But anyways,
Wait, have you always been into Star Wars?
Yeah. So I have a brother, and he always would like talk about it. He would collect things or whatever. So I just watch it, and I thought it was fun. So when I first watched Phantom Menace, and then I was like, oh, this is so
Oh.
fun.
That's my favorite
So-
Star Wars film.
Yeah, so
Same,
that one's my
yeah,
favorite as
yeah.
well.
Oh.
Phantom Menace is the best.
The best like villain intro ever. You know,
Oh, yeah.
when Darth Maul. Dun, dun,
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Darth
good.
Maul is the
Yeah.
greatest villain ever.
He really is.
I
He
know.
really
He's
is.
insane.
Do you not watch Star Wars?
I don't watch Star Wars like
Dinder,
that.
give me 20 minutes.
I don't watch
20
Star Wars
We
minutes.
got time. We got time.
Oh my god. But anyways, we'll leave that for off camera.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let
yeah.
the conversion
Yeah.
happen.
So
Yeah.
I've always loved it, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then like I said recently, it just
Yeah.
clicked.
Mm.
And then now I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my Instagram reels are just Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I just, or what I want to say for is like Lego, like
Yeah,
to
nah.
build the helmet.
Dude, Lego's so good, but so expensive.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I never like realized how expensive Lego was because my parents always just bought it for me. But then
Right.
now when I want to buy my own Lego,
Now you get it.
it's like wow,
It's a
that's
huge
very
investment.
expensive. It's like a couple
Yeah.
thousand.
But what
man.
do you buy? What?
I want
What are
to
you
buy the
buying?
What
destroyer,
are you-
man.
But
The
how big
destroyer
is
was
that?
10,000
wanna get,
pieces.
like,
It was
the
$3
proper-
grand, bro. Like my cousin in Malaysia, he has the Millennium Falcon, right?
No.
The limited
Like the
edition
one
one.
that's- no.
20 grand,
crazy.
dude. 20 grand.
That's crazy, and you have to
20
build it
grand.
yourself.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
wait,
pay-
You're paying
wait,
20
wait.
grand to build it
20.
yourself. Bro,
Like
I would spend
1,000,
that money and not
1,000.
build it.
dude, it's insane.
I'll pay
But it's
extra
like one
for
of
someone
those
to
like
make it for
limited
me.
edition
20
signed
grand.
ones with the framing
Australian
and then
dollars.
the USD.
Whoa.
Yeah, because the dad is like managing
It
partner.
was
kind
signed by who?
like it was just signed by like Lucasfilms and stuff like that. Like it was just limited edition ones. It's crazy, and I almost hit it down like, like crazy. Anyways,
Wild.
but it was crazy. I'll never
would
forget it.
love
It's
anyways.
so wild. Yeah, the Millennium
Oh my
Falcon,
gosh.
crazy. But anyways,
Yeah.
um,
Okay, wait, hold on. Because we could talk a little bit more. We could talk a little bit more. We don't really get to sit down with Celine often, so
True.
I mean, okay,
You just invite me back.
we could do that. We could do that. But
For the
what-
conversion
what
of
are your
year
thoughts on Lord of the Rings?
I love it.
I'm not too into it, but I can appreciate it.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah. I think they're just too long. So like with Star Wars, I can
Yeah.
flick that on, get into it and stuff. Whereas I actually have to set intentional time for Lord of the Rings, and it's just
Fair enough.
it's a too.
I've
much time.
I've recently rewatched all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Wow.
And that was very long
Yeah,
because
it
I
would
never
be.
realized how long it was. But it's fine for me because I'm a movie nerd, so like
Yeah,
I could
right.
just go on and on.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but I did feel it. Like I was like, man, thank God for my movie stamina because anyone else may
Yeah.
struggle with it a little bit. 'Cause
Also, I'm a huge I fangirl too hard, so it's for my own safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
you
the
buy
fact-
everything, all the figurines.
Yeah,
all the
Yeah.
literally, it's like
yeah.
it's just another investment of.
is that like what's
money
in your room?
and
Are you
time.
alright,
Just all
Dinder?
Lego stuff, Star
Yeah.
Wars
No,
stuff.
I have like a spare room that I've like. It's like kind of like my
Your
god time,
workshop.
my den, and like I've got my Lego and stuff.
It's like your Zen temple. It's
So
like
it's
Star
like
Yeah,
Wars.
your,
it's kind
it's
of
like your
where I write my sermons.
what do we
and
call
all
it for
stuff.
dudes?
Yeah.
It's called
It's
like
like-
a man cave, but it's like a your.
It's like it's like
your-
a man
your
cave.
woman
my god
cave.
cave.
It's like trying to write your sermon. It's like Yoda, speak to me.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's God.
So I've only got like 3 like legit Lego Star Wars things, and then I've got like these little, there's like Daiso ones.
Yeah.
I've got little
Those are fun,
puppet
man.
things. So yeah,
But then who's your favorite character in Star Wars?
my favorite character.
Oof.
Bro, I actually was thinking about this when I was like, what if we start talking about Star Wars?
Oh,
And then you asked me this question. I don't know if I had to answer you. I think I'd say Anakin. There's just,
same actually.
yeah,
Really?
like, how could you not? Because
That's so
there's
badass.
just so much juice there. Like, not in like his looks, but like,
He's pretty good. He was a pretty good looking
okay
guy,
too.
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
In the sense of like his storyline, the richness of his
Mm.
history, and like, he's just so cool.
Damn.
If you watch Clone Wars, it's just crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
just so cool.
Mm.
Oh, Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I actually
really?
yeah, I didn't like Ahsoka when I first watched her, but after like watching Clone Wars, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
that's so
Mm.
cool.
Badass.
She's like Anakin's padded one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
What about like Harry Potter?
Oh, I think Harry Potter's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter. Okay, I can do a really good Cho accent. Do you know Cho?
Oh, the girl, like
The Asian girl that
the
talks
Asian
really
girl in the
yeah, for that diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has like a Scottish accent,
Oh.
and I feel like I've nailed her.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
go.
Let's
well,
go.
I
let's
need you
hear
to
it.
set the scene for me,
Oh,
though.
Okay,
I'm not very good at that.
So, do you know what Harry says when he's like, he asks her to the ball? I can do that part where
Oh my
she's
goodness!
like,
I recently
Get the script
watched
up,
that,
Dinda, get the
that
script.
movie.
okay,
Because Yewan, no, but I don't know it. But
Okay.
I recently watched it because Yewan wanted to watch.
I'll just tell you what to say. So Nick just asked me to the
what?
Yule Ball with you, to go with you.
Wait, we can get
So-
the script.
But I
up.
can't do the British accent though.
I actually don't know what she says though, but I've nailed
Dude,
the
I should
accent.
Try, dude. Try to do it.
I can't do a British accent, bro. I actually can't. I'm so bad at
remember there were-
accents though.
I remember there was an episode where you guys were talking about how Nick really can't do any accents, and I think you tried, and it was so
No, I
funny.
can't. I can't do.
Try.
Like it's because everybody has their type of humor that they can produce, right? Like Ethan is so good at impersonations
Yeah,
and
he's
just
pretty good.
Yeah, he
making
does
fun
that
of things.
naturally.
Like me, it's not that. Mine's just awkward, funny.
I think I remember like one of your early episodes. You tried doing it, and
Yeah,
I
it was
literally
accent.
died.
It was
I was
so
like,
Wait,
oh,
did you
stop.
actually try? Did you try an accent? I don't think you did.
No, I think you guys were just laughing at how hard I was trying, but nothing would happen.
Right.
Because I don't know how
It
you
like
guys
literally couldn't come out of you or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
couldn't.
One does a really good British accent.
she's decent.
She's
very
very
decent.
decent.
but like,
Yeah.
but she just does.
Korean?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So she could
Sadly.
do like, can she speak Korean as well?
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she
Okay,
had
all right.
to.
Let's try to.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, Harry.
Oh, just
scene.
ask me in your Australian accent. It's fine.
I don't have an Australian accent. I have a fobby Asian accent. Yeah. That's all I have. A fobby Asian accent. You know, like that's all I have. Oh God,
That's kind of true.
I'm sweating. This feel. You know what this feels like? Me at the altar call right now trying to talk. I'm sweating, man. It's like awkward.
Wait, you meant to get the script up.
No,
No,
it's
I
okay.
couldn't-
Don't
I
worry.
couldn't get
Just
it. I
ask
couldn't
me.
get
So what,
Okay,
like-
just ask me in your Nick accent. Would you like to go to the ball with me, Cho?
Yo, Cho, would you like to go to the ball with me?
Oh, I forgot
That
what
was kind of British.
Oh, really? Damn, yeah, I'm awkward.
You've
Already.
been
I'm
drilled
sweating.
there like that.
Yeah, I am sweating. This is hard.
Oh, I actually just forgotten what she sounds like. Give me a
Ah.
second. Oh, okay, ready? Oh, Hattie, I'm so sorry. But Cedric's already asked me and I've said yes.
That's so good.
How crazy is it?
That is so good. I did
It
not
baffles
expect
me as
that.
well. I just
Whoa.
yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I just like think of
Yo.
Shrek. I think of the movie Brave. I just think of
I
it.
love
Oh, yeah,
Brave,
Brave.
by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
Yeah, like
yeah.
if you had a chance to change your fate, would you? Like, it's
That's
just
so good.
I just think of all of these
That's so good.
Scottish people,
Yeah,
and
that's
it
good.
comes together.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No, that's sick.
It's so fun. I love doing
so good.
accents.
That's
Yeah.
cool. What else can you do?
I can obviously do a really ochre accent. I feel like my Australian accent's quite thick, in
Yeah,
my
it's not bad.
opinion.
yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it's quite
yeah,
thick.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
It's definitely thicker than mine.
oh, sorry, going on a tangent. You know, today, I don't want to. So I was on Instagram, and you know Johnny Chang.
Yeah. The comedian, right?
No.
No.
So
okay. No.
he-
He's so familiar.
Have you heard
Is
of
he?
the channel Soft White Underbelly?
Oh,
And-
yes, that guy, Johnny Chang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
The-
gangster,
the gang.
Yeah.
the sanctified thug.
Yeah. So he went on live, and I was like, oh, I'll just request to see if he'll like, because it's fun, like what, as if he won't.
Yeah.
And then I was like, just gonna jump off. He
No,
actually,
you-
he was like, oh, some of you want to like go live with me? No worries. He accepted my request.
Oh my gosh!
I talked to Johnny
Wait.
this morning.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa.
Did you record it? Were you like,
No.
Was it
oh.
clipped?
I didn't record it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I
What is
love
it?
What
that.
do you?
Oh,
what,
yeah.
Like, do you have to ask him a question? Like,
I don't know what he was doing. I don't even
He's
know what he was
actually
live
no,
for.
like for the last few days. I don't know why I get the notification. I think it's from Fresh Goods.
Yeah,
He's
he always
always
goes
live
live.
like almost every
Yeah,
day.
he goes live all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
but man, today it was just
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So it's actually pretty easy to just talk to him. You just request, because he only has like 100 people that are watching. So yeah, obviously not a lot of
What
people.
did you guys talk
requesting.
about?
So I kind of, well, ever since I heard his story, I was very encouraged, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
His
I just want to
story is
encourage
very
him.
cool.
I just want
Check
to
it out,
tell him to
guys.
keep going.
Yeah.
You know? So I kind of just encouraged him and said, you know, keep going and stuff. And then the first thing he said to me is like, you're Australian, right? I was like, oh yeah, my accent's pretty thick, isn't it? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, that's why I brought him up, because
Yeah.
my Australian accent just really
Oh,
came
yeah.
through. And especially because he's American, like the juxtaposition, it's like very like, oh yeah, you know when you forget you're like Australian? You're like, oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
accent's so ugly. Like, I don't reckon the Australian accent's
Yeah,
hell,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yuck.
Yeah.
Like,
No, they think
ratchet, bro.
otherwise,
It's
to be
ratchet, bro.
honest. I think they like the Australian accent.
do they?
Yeah.
God bless them.
It's like vice versa. It's always, we always liking what you don't have kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
I really want to marry someone that's British because of their accent.
we
Like,
What
all-
about Scottish?
I
mean,
would
'Cause
fall-
then you guys you can pretend to be a Scottish
Brother,
couple.
I actually can't understand Irish or Scottish people.
Yeah, it's
Have you
so
actually talked to a Scottish
Liverpool
person?
people though, another
Yeah.
level.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Crazy.
Liverpool.
I have like anyway.
So
Scousers.
yeah, today I
Yeah.
talked to him.
Scousers, yeah.
He's coming to Australia. Apparently, he's going.
Johnny?
He's doing a tour,
Oh, actual.
and he's going to minister
Oh.
here.
Wow.
But he doesn't know the date, so he's like talking and meeting up, and so
That's
it's
so
in the works right
cool.
now.
Hey, yo, if you hear anything, let me know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Oh, let's all go meet
Let
him.
us
Yeah,
know.
actually,
That'll be hell fun.
I really want to meet this guy. He's
Same.
just so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, his story is crazy good.
Have you
yeah.
heard it?
I
have
mean,
to watch
I
it.
have like a little
heard it
bit
from
because
us.
of them,
Right.
but not
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah,
like,
that's a great testimony.
I saw it on Facebook, and then like he popped up on my YouTube because of Just Kidding. Just
yeah,
Kidding
yeah,
podcast. I used to watch them in high school, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
same.
I
okay,
love
so
Same.
Gio
watched
and
it.
Bart, by the way.
Yeah, Gio and
Yeah.
Bart, awesome. Oh my gosh. So another tangent. I could go on for days. We could be here for hours just saying.
Yeah.
But Bart and Gio from Just Kidding. After I watched that, I was like, oh, I wonder what they're doing. They have a kid. So
Yeah,
I
Taika.
started
Yeah.
watching their videos, and it's just so weird watching them be parents. It's actually so cute just watching them like
yeah.
living adult lives, like
Yeah.
having kids. It's really funny because they're super hardcore and they like swear and stuff on like their podcast.
Yeah.
And they're just like they're super funny, and then they're with their kid, they're super loving. Like they're such great parents. Like I love
Yeah.
them. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're so cool. I love like even just watching their podcasts, like the two of them, like talking about like parenting
life
and
and
like
stuff.
life.
Yeah,
like
cool.
it's very interesting.
Do you know who they are? Just
Yeah,
Kidding.
I grew up watching Just
Yeah.
Kidding
Yeah.
films and that kind of stuff. But like recently, not really, because
Yeah.
I barely
Yeah.
find
I
the
literally-
time anymore,
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
do it. So then when I do get time to relax, it's either
Yeah.
I'm just like blanking out or sports.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
sports is like just my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not doing sports, I'm watching sports.
Mm.
And movies.
Oh,
That's-
watching Star Wars.
yeah, like rewatching movies. I think
Yeah.
like
Have you
just
seen all the? Sorry, have you
I've
seen all
I've
the
watched
shows?
Clone Wars, but not the last couple of seasons, because that's when like
What?
I went on full like movie nerd for like everything. So I'm always like on the hunt for like
Brother,
new
those are, like,
series.
Those last couple
watching.
seasons are the best ones.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, but I just
This is your sign to get on it.
I think the hard part is like when you fall slightly behind, it's hard to like get
Aw.
back into it
Yeah,
because you're like
yeah.
starting the next season.
Yeah,
and it just
yeah.
keeps going.
That's right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I will after today.
Brother, it's so
the-
good.
You're inspired,
the
eh?
fire's
Yeah.
back.
Those last two seasons are so good.
But the one series I actually can rewatch over and over again, like this is my favorite since I was a kid, that I don't think will ever beat it, is Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, love that.
For me, that's
guys,
like
it's like I'm meant to be here right now. That is literally my like top favorite.
yeah,
show.
like
Okay,
even
Avatar's gonna get pretty heaty now. What are you gonna bring up about Avatar?
no, I'm just gonna say like and then like with Avatar and stuff like. Because when I started dating, like I was like, okay, if you're gonna do anything, you need to understand I'm a movie nerd. So I got her to watch like How I Met Your Mother, for example. And then now it's like Avatar, and she like hated it at first because she was like judging me for it.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, she was like binge watching it and
Mhm.
crazy. So like I'm
Love that.
glad, even though she judges me for a lot of stuff, at least that we can common ground.
Mm.
Because that's something that I will be letting my kids watch one day.
Mm.
I was like, that's glory.
Wow.
This
That's
is real
greatness
cheesy.
right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna have some more conversation off camera.
Yeah, I feel like
But I
yeah,
think it's
this has
about
been-
time that we put a wrap on the conversation. We want to thank you again, Celine, for coming on and sharing your
Woo!
testimony.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Honestly, it was really encouraging to hear it, and yeah, I think you've done a lot of work. Well, we're gonna say we appreciate your work, what you're doing in the church, and
Yeah.
keep going. Like
Well, glory to
your
God,
faith is just such a testimony. It's so
yeah,
good.
so good.
But yeah, thank you again. We're gonna sign off now. So Celine, what you want to sign off for us?
How do you sign up here?
You say stay fresh.
Yeah, you gotta say stay fresh.
Guys, I'm actually really
Do a whole
embarrassed I didn't
stay
know that.
fresh.
Like,
No,
I
We
feel
don't
like-
even do that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that, but we could. We could start now.
All right.
Or why
Okay.
don't you just say whatever you want to say?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we would just close
Yeah.
it.
Nah, I'll
Any
say-
final words?
I'll do the sign
Yeah,
out.
Final
any
words,
final
final
words?
words.
Yeah.
Final words. Okay.
Love Jesus and watch Star Wars.
Yeah, literally, like get to know God and get to know Star Wars, because man,
Yeah.
you're missing out if you're not. You know. Well,
yeah.
that's actually it. I think. Yeah. I'll just sign off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, yeah.
So you just say, stay
Yeah,
fresh.
Goodbye and stay fresh.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, everyone. So remember, have a great life and stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
See you, everybody.
Thank you.